Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're playing Sharebear. Sharebear is kind of a much maligned hero in general, just because of the amount of advantage you give out to the rest of the lobby, but a pretty solid hero nonetheless, if you kind of ignore the kind of imbalances it creates in the lobby. Yeah, so we're gonna start off with a Polywoggle. We don't get to slay, but we don't lose any HP, but we do get destroyed in this next combat. We get a pair of mice and a pair of wizard's familiars, so kind of a good start here, especially in conjunction with the genie's wish we get there. It's possible we should have just sold the Polywoggle for another 2 there, just to increase these stats on our board, because they're not that impressive, but we are going to get out of this zippy fight with a win here, which is going to trigger our 4 glory and give us an evil queen, or a queen of hearts rather. Not that it's especially exciting. As we don't have any evil characters right now, and there are no black cats or mims or anything in the shop worth taking. And here we have to choose between the pig, the ogre princess, and the princess white, and I think we're gonna go with pig. It's just got the most stats out of the 3, and with this earthquake, we're kind of hoping that we're gonna be able to get out of here with some extra gold in addition to our hero power gold. And we are going to be able to get our pig gold here, so giving us 9 gold this turn is fantastic. And we've got a pretty clean 9 gold to spend here as well, so we can buy the 2 3s, the Polywoggle pair, as well as the spell, for again just a very clean turn there. We can just kind of throw this other pig in, just play as many stats as possible, and now we're going to bank the other, we're going to bench the other Polywoggle. Just because, like, we want to see if we can find a 3rd Polywoggle before getting the slays, as it's going to be a little bit easier and a better power spike to get an upgraded Polywoggle first. All right, we're lacking stats, so we are going to pick up this sleeping princess, and we're going to wake it up immediately, which is of course a spell. So that works out as well because we want to cast spells. Speaking of spells, we triple our mouse and get a forking rod. I was briefly considering the Sky Castle, just because the Sky Castle going into level 4, it can be pretty potent, but we only have the 1 royal, and I think Forking Rod is just maybe the best treasure in the game. So we go with the Forking Rod there, and I'm pretty happy about it. We are going to win this combat. Unfortunately, we don't get the any of the pig gold there, but I mean, getting out without losing HP is still pretty solid, and we get a nice little crystal ball here to go with our forking rod. So with double wizard's familiar and a spellweaver and these 2 treasures, I think everyone can kind of see where this game is going. So we go for a forked masquerade ball here. We get to see 2 level 6 characters, Ashwood and Bearstein, neither of which are particularly exciting on this board. Ashwood's just a 15/15, and 6 gold is honestly a lot. We are going to take this monster book though, which is going to help scale our mages. And we did lock there, but shortly after that I did unlock it, so we won't be seeing that shop at the beginning of next turn. Because again, I just don't think that either of those really are that conducive to our board right now, and I would rather see some other characters in our next shop, like potentially more monster books. Potentially, I mean, this level 3 pair, which is definitely what we're going to take here. I was going to there's another masquerade ball, but unfortunately we'd only see 1 level 6 character, so I don't think we're too interested in that. We have crystal ball. We could still cast a couple cheap targeted spells and get some decent value. Merlin's test isn't quite what we want either. We just don't get any fork value out of it, so it's just so much more efficient to cast smaller spells like this Beauty's Influence, which is going to increase the toughness of our low toughness spellweaver, which is going to be very good for us. And there's another Beauty's Influence, as well as we get to find a triple for our Wizard's Familiar, which is going to pop our Skipping Stone as well. We're going to take Rune Stones in place of it. And yeah, and also we're going to sell this and cast this other Beauty's Influence as well. So overall, pretty solid turn. I think we increased our strength by a decent amount here. Yeah, unfortunately I guess our board does. I was gonna say it doesn't look like it's gonna match up too well against his opponent, but yeah, I was just immediately proven wrong. Yeah, just because of the the Medusa hit in the beginning, but and we had a 0-8 on board already, so that effectively put us down 2 characters. But our mages are just too strong, and eventually give us the win. So we go for TLK on the prize pig, which is going to give us a Puff Puff. And for those that don't know, there has been a change to Puff Puff recently, so every time it dies, it's going to get the Puff Puff stats, of course. But now when you transform it with like a Mixed Whizzle or TLK or Shard even, it actually keeps the stats that it gained, which is a really, really nice change for Puff Puff, as it felt like a really, really bad unit to get otherwise, through like a TLK chain kind of thing. So yeah, big fan of that change. Alright, we get that little bit of Puff Puff scaling. Our sleeping princesses, our woken princesses are pretty solid on the front line, even at this point, which is nice. We are on level 6 next turn. So I was considering just casting this experience, but because we're on level 6, that would put us to 5 gold, so we probably wouldn't be able to buy any 6s, so I just didn't think it was really worth it. And for that reason, we're going to bank this chicken. And there's a level 3 treasure, which would be a level 4 with runestones. The only thing that we really want is Moonsong Horn, and I think we can do better. I think we're in a strong enough spot that we don't need to fire off these runestones quite yet. Again, and also we would really like to find Aeon. Aeon would be a way for us to get some spell cost reduction. And there's the monster book triple, which I mean, again, there's nothing on 5 that we really care about treasure-wise, so we're not gonna even take that either. We are gonna take a kidnap there and just bank some gold for next turn. That shrivel definitely one that we don't mind seeing. We wanted that monster book to die anyways, but there's a lot of range on there's a very strong shoulder fairies up front there, and the range in the back row is going to be a little bit too much for us to take, so we do drop down to 21. But we get a couple of ogre princesses from our forked kidnap. But now we are on level 6, and there's a Hercules, and if we can get this Hercules stats up high enough, then we're going to be able to get a level 7 out of it with the runestones, which is fantastic. And this golden good boy for this turn is going to go a long way in helping us get there. And there's an Aeon, which we are going to take and we are going to play, just on the off chance that we actually get the slay with it. We do want to cast one more spell just to get some more stats onto the Aeon. So I think we're just going to sell and we're going to cast this fireball, and we're going to hope the double fireball plus the 2 monster books is going to give Aeon enough stats to be able to potentially slay something. It's a pretty outside chance, but I think it's still worth taking the shot, as the spell cost reduction is just so incredibly valuable for us. And yeah, Hercules does 51 damage in 1 hit. So if one of the other characters on their side had attacked into it, one of their non-range characters, then we would have gotten the 2-shot. But unfortunately, we do have to wait another turn for this Hercules to go. But we did get the slay against all odds from the Aeon. So the fact that we have some spell cost reduction means we can kind of go off a little bit with our fork ball here. And yeah, we get Aeon up nice and high power wise. Considering casting that Fiercify, but I figure we'll just roll. I could have just taken the chicken for next turn, which may have been correct, but we take a couple rolls and we get to lock another Aeon, so I think I'm definitely fine with that. Also, we put enough stats on Herc that as long as it doesn't get scammed, we will be able to get the level 7 treasure next turn, and we do. Again, this is a very large opponent, and they're just gonna, our stats are enough to overcome all their golden units. I assumed that that wasn't gonna happen, but I'm just making some bad assumptions this game apparently. But yeah, so we get out of there with the win. We get our 4 glory as well, so we get some econ there. So we're gonna get our second Aeon. Also, I kind of glossed over it because I picked it so fast, but we did pick up a Black Prism there. So yeah, we're about to really pop off with Black Prism Crystal Ball here. There's a Scion in the shop as well. which we are absolutely happy to take. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take this Mix-a-Wizzle. We just can't really afford to lose our Aeons, which is our spell cost reduction, as well as our mages. I mean, they're almost always going to Mix-a-Wizzle into something probably worse. I mean, it's a lot of fun to do, but just not necessarily the most strategically sound. And we get some pretty bad RNG here, and we are going to lose to the Ghost, dropping down to 16, which is very unfortunate, but as a consolation prize, we do get another Scion here in the shop, which is very, very nice. And now we finally get to start popping off with our targeted spells. We got a full bench and a full board, so we're gonna get tons of spell triggers from the Black Prism here. Again, we're not gonna bother with the Mix-a-Wizzle. I mean, I know it's a ton of fun, but it's almost always gonna downgrade our board at this point. Alright, unfortunately we don't find a ton of more targeted spells, but I think we're gonna sell something and take one more roll. We're not in like an incredibly cushy position, and we can get out of our golden characters since we're not going to be TLKing them. And then we're gonna sell 2 more, and we're just gonna again just cast all the spells we can this turn. And it's a good thing we do, because we get double Pigamorphed here, and the opponent has even more Scions than us, and is also forkballing. And unfortunately, attacks go in a very, very poor way, and again we lose another combat that we were favored in, and yeah, that was just a pretty unfortunate combat. But yeah, we do take a loss there. Fortunately, we're still alive. We're at 6 now. We can't take any more losses, but I mean, we should be able to get strong enough where we don't have to worry about that too much. And we get a level 6 treasure here. We don't really need the Forking Rod anymore. The Black Prism is doing kind of a ton of work there, and the Forking Rod is nice. It's just 1 extra spell. So 1 extra spell next to Black Prism's effect isn't really adding a ton. So we're gonna take 9th book here, and we're gonna replace the Forking Rod. And I mean, all our characters are mages, so the 9th book's kind of a no-brainer. And then we get to cast an Evil Twin, which is gonna basically make a copy of every single thing that we have, which is fantastic. So we get another Scion of the Storm, we get another Baba Yaga, and some more mages on our bench there. But I mean, Scion of the Storm is of course the most important one, and we continue getting our Aeon Slays. And as you can see, this golden Scion has 1,000 power already. And yeah, after knocking down that opponent, we are in a top 2 situation against the other forkballing opponent, who has switched into Horde Dragon now. So I mean, let's just hope that they don't have a Black Prism as well, I guess. Because if they don't, then we should easily be able to go over top of them. We're just going to continue cast. We're not going to cast the Pigamorph, even though we only have a few gold left. It's still there's still a shot that we can find some more targeted spells, and we don't want to finish our turn. That essentially ends our turn, so we don't want to end it that early. We get a couple more spells to play here. I consider the Evil Twin, which I mean, it might be worth selling the bench for. Just to give us another Scion, but it would be kind of awkward if we sold 4 things and then ended up with low board space. We'd basically be down a unit, and if they double Pigamorph us again, then that would be basically an easy way to lose this fight. Fortunately, they have not picked up a Black Prism, and yeah, at this point we have outscaled them, and the Fog did a decent job shutting down one of their large range characters, and we knocked them down to 1, so not quite dead, but I mean, I think the opponent sees the writing on the wall, and I am expecting a concession any minute here, or any second here. And there it is. Which is fair enough. We're doing the same thing, but we're just doing it better, so I mean, if you feel like you can't win, there's no shame in conceding. Even though there's always a chance that you can win, and but if you don't see a value in finishing the game, then again, there's no shame in it. If you just want to move on. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. We're almost at 500 subscribers, We only have 26 people, 26 more subscribers to go before I'll do a giveaway for at least 2 700 gem codes. So keep an eye out for that. And I think that's everything for today. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.